Yes, Rascal and Disco beer review with me, Disco, coming at you with another beer video from in front of the cans and bottles here on the bar, what I'm still deliciously calling the Disco Arms. Happy National Pizza Day. I don't know who decides these things or why they assign random things to random days, but I do like a national something or other day, and apparently in the UK today, it's National Pizza Day. So I do like pairing these things with random national days or random things just to find a bit of interest rather than just a straight up beer review. So I found myself a square pizza to go with this beer called Square Pizza from those slightly crazy dudes up at Northern Monk in Leeds, who are fairly well known for being fond of doing something a bit daft, especially in beer. Do you remember the cheese crisp beers? Do you remember the Sunday dinner beers? Well, I don't always do them. It's probably something that Rasco would call a bit of a gimmick or not really hype, but I do like having a look at these random things. So I did get these ones in. They come as part of a pair. This one is the pizza beer. It's basically Canteen Classics, they call it, looking back at school days, school canteen kind of food and putting them into beer. It's a bit of a bizarre concept. It's not that weird of a beer, to be fair, I don't think, when you look into it a bit closer than the label. It is a tomato, basil, salt and pepper Gose. I call it Gose, whether it's Gose, Gose or whatever. Let's just go with Gose for the benefit of this video because it's easier. It's 5%. So obviously that's the adjuncts. What I'm imagining is it's just a kettle sour with some tomato additives added and the salt and pepper. It's not common, but it's not that unusual. I've had a couple before. My local brewery, Perivale, do a very good tomato Gose. And I had one a few years back from Brass Castle. They did Pizzazz, which was a tomato and basil Gose. Apart from that, there's very little else, I don't think, to do with pizza. I mean, obviously, constituent parts of the pizza base are the constituent parts of brewing, in a way, you know, wheat and malt and stuff like that. And then if you add the tomatoes in it. Anyway, that's the setup. That's why it is. That's why I'm doing it. I don't personally remember square pizzas at school. Maybe I went to a different school to the guys at Northern Monk, or maybe it was just a northern thing. I don't know. I must have done. It was a long time ago, to be honest. Anyway, enough about that. Let's get this beer into a glass and just see how much like a pizza it isn't. Or is. Maybe it is. Who knows? Won't please the purists, I know, but then Gose sour beers generally don't. I'm not a massive sour beer fan. I've said that before, or a Gose, but I do like to try them, especially if something a little bit daft like that. Pours out very pale into the glass, kind of matches the colour on the can a little bit. Quite a bit of carbonation rising up the glass. Didn't clean the glass as well as I thought I had. You can often never tell. Yeah, so looks quite fizzy, quite bubbly. Gentlest of haze on it, but you can just about see through it. Oh, that's an interesting smell. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, I can smell the salinity already. It does smell very faintly like... It's weird to say that sour's got an aroma, but it's that kind of slightly soured note. Vinegar, but slightly sour. There's a little bit of fruit in there. And a little bit of savouriness, to be fair. Let's see what we like on the taste. Cheers. I don't know if it's because of the pizza that I'm getting cheese or because of the beer. And because I just said about the cheese, kind of cheese and onion crisp beer that Northern Monk did. Yeah, so not that unusual, really. It's a little bit more yellow and golden coloured than other pizza, the other tomato flavoured Goses that I had. Certainly the one at Perivale. I know it's got tomatoes actually in the kettle, so it kind of comes out a slightly redder colour. That one, very little red in it at all. It's not a mouth puckering sour. There's a gentle sourness to it. It's all still quite balanced across the board. You get the hint of tomatoes. There is a salinity on the back end, like there should be. Not so much pepper, maybe, yeah, maybe a little bit late on. That kind of gets that kind of savory, umami kind of flavor going on. When you think of pizza beer or tomato gose, I always think people, it kind of conjures up like it's going to taste like tomato ketchup, like an out and out tomato flavor, but it's more like kind of green tomatoes, not quite ripe, still slightly fruity. Tomato is a fruit after all. Um, but it balances out. It's actually all right. I say I don't like sours. I don't like the out and out, really sour, really tart beers and the Goses. Berliner Weisses I'm probably a bit better with because that's got the fruit content in it. It's the fruit that I prefer, not the sour flavour. But as Goses go, for me, it's not as terrible as people might sound. When I've said about tomato sours in the past, people go, but that doesn't make it do that. It's quite light. It's fairly refreshing. Like I say, there's a nice balance to it, a nice body to it, almost slightly wheaty. So yeah, there is a sort of pizzainess to it. I think again it's psychosomatic though. But I'm going back for more. I'm looking for more flavors. It's one of the beers where I keep going back to look for something else in the mix. Um, there's a nice bit of salinity coats the lips, and it all just kind of works together. Actually, it sounds a bit odd, but like I say, it's a beer style that I've had before, and that sits pretty well against the other two. Um, nicely balanced, nice flavors. Nothing too odd or off about it, or kind of strange. It just sounds strange. Like I say, I don't remember square pizzas at school in the canteen. I remember the school canteen, even though it was a long time ago. But I don't remember square pizzas that much. I found this one up in Aldi when I was walking around the other day. It's a flatbread pizza. Let's not get started on the technicalities of whether it's a pizza or whether it's a flatbread. But look at that. Chicken and mango. Now, every year, in fact, every month pretty much on Twitter or somewhere else, somebody does a poll about pineapple on pizza. Mango on pizza? That's a whole different ball game. Or is it? Is it just fruit on pizza in general? I've only ever seen pineapple and now mango. Where does it stop? Watermelon? Peach? Plum? I've no idea. I mean, you must be able to have a dessert pizza. Again, it's only like a pastry kind of bready kind of base. This one's got all sorts of good stuff on it. There's the onions there, there's the peppers, yellow peppers. In fact, the ones you can see are yellow peppers. I don't quite know where the mango is. Red peppers as well. I can't see a lot of chicken on this, but it's not a pizza review. And I generally don't eat on camera when I'm pairing these things because I'm not reviewing the food, I'm reviewing the beer. And that just ends up being a bit of a mess. It looks good. I'll go on in. I'll have a go. It's fresh out the oven. Yeah, that's the way to do calzone. Especially with the beard, it gets dangerous. Still can't taste much mango. There's a kind of fruitiness. See mangoes in salads and stuff like that. Kind of chicken and mango salad. So I don't see why not. It's that fruit and sweet kind of complementary combination. Much like the beer, really. The tomato provides the fruity, slightly fruity sweetness along with the salinity. Yeah, actually, they work. They do combine together pretty well because you've got similar flavors, complementary flavors on both. It's not as weird as it sounds. Unless you think otherwise, let us know in the comments. Mango on pizza, pizza beer. As I say, it's a 5% beer. It says the taste of the canteen. You can pause that, read it, save me reading it all out. 5%. Tomato, basil, salt and pepper. Gose. If anything, the pepper's coming through a little bit later, maybe with the addition of the pizza. I'm still going back for more to have another go. It's the middle of the afternoon, so it's not a bad little lunchtime combination, be fair. It's not a massive heavy beer, and it goes quite well with the food. That's enough for me waffling on. Do let me know what you think in the comments. I've been Disco, Rasco and Disco Beer Review. If you haven't already, please subscribe, click the like button, and join us for the next beer video, whenever that is the next time. And above all, enjoy the beers.